The world is about to get a lot more crowded.
A report from the United Nations says we'll add 4 billion people to the global population over the next 85 years. So what will the world look like in 2050 or 2100? Good question. Pretty staggering numbers, Heather, but they're just kind of guessing, right?
Yeah, hard to get your head around some of these numbers, and absolutely they are. These are based on assumptions that they're making about how fertility rates might change over time, something nobody really knows. But here's what the UN predicts. By 2030, that's 15 years from now, we'll add about 1 billion people. By 2050, another billion or so. And by 2100, 11.2 billion people are expected to be living on this planet. What do you think the world's going to be like in the year 2100?
I would like to be optimistic.
A lot of chaos. A lot of chaos.
I'm already disappointed because there's supposed to be flying cars now.
A lot more people.
Right now we add about 83 million people a year, but that rate is dropping.
I worry less about the size of the population, frankly, right? Because the rate of population growth is slowing. So if that continues, the population will eventually cease to grow.
Jack DeWard teaches sociology at the U of M.
Why are we growing so much? Is it because people are living longer or because we're having more kids?
It's a combination of both.
But it's the fertility piece that will drive most of our growth. Africa, where the average woman has 4.7 children, is expected to add more than 3.5 billion people, compared to Europe, whose population is expected to drop by 100 million.
This is a really important piece here because the populations in African countries, and many of them, are much younger. So about 40% of the population in many African countries is under age 15.
By 2030, India's population will surpass China's for the #1 spot. And by 2050, Nigeria is expected to overtake the U.S. for #3.
By about 2100, about 85% of the population globally will live in Asia or Africa.
There would be an imbalance for sure.
It's going to be something that we'll have to think about as we move forward in the future.
Are we going to be able to feed 11 billion people?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's actually a subject of a lot of debate.
That is really something to think about, isn't it?
It sure is. And while there are plenty of concerns about the availability of land and resources and water for that many people, there are experts who argue that human ingenuity and inventions will get people the food that they need. But what Professor DeWard worries about most is that uneven distribution of resources, especially in those very high levels of poverty in a lot of those fast-growing areas. And obviously a lot of this is going to depend, again, like I said, on the fertility rates. Even in Africa, they're coming down. That 4.7 number I talked about, 4.7 average number of children, will come down to 2.2 eventually, but still that's more than the number of people that are dying at that rate.
You're right, it's a lot to get your head around.
Oh my gosh.
And that's a good question too about how do you feed them, maybe just a whole separate one on that.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, Heather.
Thanks, Heather. If you have a good question for Heather, you can email it by going to WCCO.com/links.